Hey everybody, in this video in the AWS Terraform video class, what we're going to do is create a NAT gateway. Actually, two NAT gateways, because best practice is to have a NAT gateway for each of the subnets that you need it for. So we have private app subnet, so this is where we're going to want the NAT gateway used for. So let's do this, and we'll also create an internet internet gateway after that. But let's walk into this. This is the harder part, I think, because here's what we need. We need a resource, and it's going to be an AWS EIP. So that's an elastic IP, and we're going to call this NAT. And here's what we're going to do. So for each, we're going to do a for each, and we're going to do for each public prefix. So the one thing you have to make sure that because the NAT gateway actually goes in the public subnet. So that's the important thing to remember. So for each public prefix, we're going to do this. VPC equals true. And then we're just going to give it a tags equals, and we'll give it a name. And what we'll do here is we'll just do the same thing we've been doing. var.base name, we'll use that. -EIP $ each dot key. Okay, that looks good. So that's going to create our elastic IPs. So right here, I'll show you where they're created. Normally, you would just create one right here, elastic IPs. Right, we don't have any right now. Okay, so now on to the NAT gateway. So you need that first. So this is going to be resource, not row source, resource. And this is going to be an AWS _ NAT gateway. There it is, NAT gateway. And we're going to give it a name. So we're creating two of these. And we'll just call it NGW. So there we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to do for each var dot, so we're going to do with the public prefix, right? We're going to do subnet ID equals AWS subnet, and now we're going to reference our public subnet, each dot key. So as we go through, each dot key, and dot ID. So that's going to give us the subnet ID. I don't want to do equals, I just want to hit enter. And the allocation ID is going to be AWS _ EIP dot NAT each dot key, and that's going to be dot ID. Okay. So this is our NAT gateway. We're going to go down and we're going to do our tags, right? Because we always try to do our tags. I didn't want to do any of that. Okay, that looks good. Tags equals And our tags are going to be, we're going to use the name again, name equals, and again, $var dot base name, give it a base name, dash ngw for NAT gateway, and this will be each dot key. Let me fix that, each dot key, and that is all we need to do. All right, so that is our NAT gateway, public prefix. So remember, the NAT gateways are built in the public subnets. Now later on, we're going to tie the NAT gateways to our private subnet so that it points to the correct one depending on which AZ it's in. But that is the basic creation. What do I have? Do I have an extra? Yeah, I think I have an extra right there. Yep, that's it. Okay. Control S. So that is our NAT gateways built in the public subnets. NAT gateways are always built in the public subnets. That's just how it is, right? Because they need internet access, so they're built in a public subnet. Okay. So now we'll move on to building the AWS_internet gateway. Right, there it is, internet gateway. And the name that we're going to use here is just IGW. We're just going to call it internet gateway, IGW. VPC, let's do this. We have to give it a VPC ID. So it has to know that. And this is going to be AWS. And you're going to see right here, main VPC dot ID. There you go. So that looks good. VPC ID, that's all we need for that. Internet gateway does not need much else. We're of course going to tag, because make sure you use your tags and make sure you create good tags. Right now we're just creating a name. That's all we're doing. You probably want other tags like Terraform, like I was saying. And maybe we'll do that. We'll just have these all say created by Terraform. var.base name. So we use our base name. And we're going to call this IGW-main. Okay. That looks pretty good. Control S. So now we've built an internet gateway. So we've got NAT gateways created. So again, let's look over here. Internet gateways, nothing. NAT gateways down here, nothing. This is where you would create them, tie them to your VPCs, tie them to wherever you have to build them. Okay, so we've got, at this point, our internet gateway. Let's run down here. We have nothing built. Everything, is this saved? Let's make sure it's saved. Control S. Let's go to Terraform plan. Let's plan this out. Let's see what we got now. So before we had, so now we have 12 to add. So if you look, this is the main VPC, subnets, create it, subnets, subnet. These are all, this is the NAT gateway. So here's a NAT gateway, create it in public connectivity. So it's built in AZ2, public app sub AZ2. Here's the one for AZ1, building two different NAT gateways, right? And the internet gateway right here. and EIPs for the NAT gateways because they need that. And that's it. So it's creating all of that infrastructure, 12 to add. So at this point, we've got VPC, we've got subnets, we've got NAT gateways built, we've got internet gateway is going to be built. So what we can do is create some route tables and associate them to the correct subnets. So that's going to be our next step, doing all the routing, getting the routes set up correctly, and making sure we have all of that configured. All right, so thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, like, and please comment. I'd like to hear from you. Thanks.